Have you ever witnessed a love so pure, so completely selfless, that it just stops you in your tracks and makes you rethink everything? I have. For me, it wasn't in a movie or a book. It all started on a quiet Tuesday afternoon with a single, cautious little cat who appeared at my back door and a simple piece of meat that would change all of our lives forever. The first time I saw her, she was a whisper of a creature, a beautiful calico with patches of orange and black scattered across a canvas of white, but she was thin. You could see the sharp lines of her shoulders and hips, and she had that look in her eyes that all stray animals have, a mixture of deep hunger and profound weariness. She was just there, watching me through the screen door. I moved slowly, not wanting to spook her. I called out in a low, soft voice, "Hey there, kitty. It's okay." She didn't run, which I took as a hopeful sign. So I went to the fridge and found a piece of leftover roast beef. I held it out. "Here you go," I said. "You want this, don't you? You must be so hungry." I placed it on the ground a few feet away from her. She darted forward, her movements swift and practiced, snatched it up in her mouth, and then she was gone. Just vanished back into the bushes she came from. She didn't even take one bite for herself. I remember standing there completely puzzled. Well, that's strange, I thought to myself. And then it hit me. Of course, she must have kittens hidden somewhere. She was rushing back to feed her babies. A mother's love in its rawest form. The very next day, like clockwork, she was back, standing in the same spot, waiting patiently. It was clear this was her mission. I had some duck meat ready for her this time, and just like before, she grabbed the entire piece in her mouth and took off without a moment's hesitation. Again, not a single bite for herself. It was all for them, her hidden, precious cargo. I found myself calling after her into the empty air. "Come back if that's not enough. There's more." This became our little ritual. Day 3. I had food waiting. She was so desperate, so focused on getting that meat back to her kittens. She'd grab it and just scurry away, a little calico blur on a vital mission. I was in awe of her, this tiny little creature who was probably starving herself, putting her children's needs so completely, so absolutely above her own. Day 4, the same thing. Day 5, the same. A quick grab-and-go delivery service fueled by pure, instinctive love. Then, on the 6th day, something was different. She seemed more frantic, more desperate. Her meow wasn't just a request, it was a plea. It was a raw, heartbreaking sound. "Oh, sweetie, you're starving, aren't you?" I whispered, my own heart aching for her. I knew then that I had to change the plan. She couldn't keep this up. So instead of just a piece of meat, I opened a can of the really good soupy wet food and mixed in some freeze-dried treats. I put the bowl down, and this time I just waited quietly. And she ate it, right there in front of me. She finally ate. She lapped it up so fast, like she hadn't had a real meal for herself in weeks. It was a huge moment. It was the first time she trusted me enough to let her guard down for even a minute. After she had filled her own belly, I gave her a nice big piece of chicken breast. "Okay," I told her, my voice soft. "This is for the little ones. Go on, take it to them." As she ran off, I couldn't help myself. I was cheering for her under my breath. "Go on, run fast, Mama!" I was so invested in her and her little secret family. By the 8th day, we had our system down perfectly. She'd show up, meowing, practically telling me all about her day and how hungry she and the kittens were. I know, don't yell at me, okay?" I'd joke with her gently as I prepared her food. "Just don't bite me when you take it, okay?" She would eat her fill first, always, and then she'd look at me expectantly. I'd ask her, "So, what's on the menu for the kittens today? How about some duck meat?" And off she'd go, running as fast as her little legs could carry her, a dedicated mom with a special delivery. A couple of days later, something incredible happened. On the 10th day, I spotted her from way across the yard. I took a chance and called out, "Kitty, come on over here. And she came. She heard my voice, recognized it, and came running. My heart just swelled with pride and happiness. I had just finished cooking, so I had some warm chicken hearts for her, a real delicacy. I made these just for you and the babies, I told her. She ate one herself to get her strength up, and then, holding the rest so carefully in her mouth, she took off again on her daily heroic journey. Seeing her every day, seeing that unwavering devotion, but also seeing the exhaustion in her frame, I knew I had to do more. The thought of her and those tiny kittens out there exposed to the elements, it kept me up at night. So on the 15th day of our routine, I took a leap of faith. I went out and bought a small, insulated cat house, a real little shelter, safe and warm. I put it in a protected spot near the back door, and when she arrived, I tried to show it to her. "Come on, sweetie," I said softly, my voice barely a whisper. "Come look at your new house. This is for you." She was so scared. You could see the conflict raging inside her. She'd come close, her nose twitching as she sniffed the entrance, and then she'd back away, her body low to the ground. "Come on, kitty, you can do it," I coaxed. "Just go inside and see. You're literally at your own front door, but years of living on the streets have taught you to be afraid of every new thing, haven't they?" "It's okay," I kept saying, my voice as steady and calm as I could make it. "Kitty, go in, please, just try it." I could see she wanted to trust me, but it was such a huge, terrifying step for a creature who had only ever known danger. "I set up this whole house for you. You have to at least check it out." "Yes, that's it. Go in. It's okay. You don't have to be afraid anymore, kitty. You're safe now." And then she did it. With one last hesitant look at me, she slowly, cautiously stepped inside. I let out a breath I didn't even realize I was holding. "This is your new home," I whispered, my voice thick with emotion. I put her food bowl just inside the little house. "Go on, eat in there. See how nice it is? It's cool. There's even a little cooling mat for you. It's spacious. You could bring all your babies here and you'd all fit." She was still so unsure. It's like she couldn't process the idea of having a safe space, a home. "You're so used to being a stray, aren't you?" I asked her quietly. "Well, that life is over. You're not a stray anymore. You're a kitty with a home now, okay?" I looked right at her, praying she understood the promise I was making. "This afternoon," I said, "I need you to bring your babies here, okay? No more living on the streets for them. It's time for them to have a home too. They can't be out there alone. Will you do that for me?" She just looked at me with those big, intelligent green eyes. I gave her space, and a little while later, I peeked outside. And there she was, curled up and sound asleep inside her new house. She finally felt safe enough to rest. And then, the moment I had been dreaming of, hoping for, praying for. A week passed. A week of me leaving food, of her sleeping in her little house, of me waiting with bated breath. And then, one morning, I went outside, and my heart just stopped, then exploded with joy. She did it! She had brought her babies. Tucked away safely, right by their new home, were 4 tiny, perfect, fluffy kittens. There was a little orange one, a couple of beautiful little tabbies, and a tiny calico mix that looked just like her mom. They were all there. She had trusted me enough to bring her entire world, her most precious treasures to me. At first, they were so timid. Little balls of fluff that would scatter if I moved too quickly. They wouldn't come down when I was around. They'd just peek at me from a safe distance with their big, scared blue kitten eyes. So I'd leave the food and walk away, giving them the space they needed to feel secure. But it didn't take long. A few days of watching their moms so relaxed, of having their bellies full of good food for the first time in their lives, and their natural kitten curiosity took over. Soon they weren't afraid at all. They'd come tumbling down from their hiding spot to eat, to play, to chase each other's tails. I watched them explore their new safe world with wide-eyed wonder, and I watched with tears in my eyes as they all piled into the little house that their brave mother had first been so scared of, making it their own. And just like that, they weren't strays anymore. They were a family, with a home, with full bellies, and with a bright, safe future ahead of them. Watching them play in the sun, happy and carefree with their incredible, devoted mom watching over them, it's a feeling I will never, ever forget. Their journey from the harsh, uncertain streets to our yard, to our home, and finally into our hearts was complete. And it all started with one selfless mama cat who taught me more about courage, sacrifice, and the boundless power of a mother's love than I ever thought possible.